Everyone will get going. Manager Bud Black here. As soon as everybody hops on, if you have a question for Buddy, raise your hand and we'll get going. Patrick Saunders, go ahead.
Hi, buddy. I'm sure the question we're all most interested in, Austin has been so incredibly good since way back into May. Didn't seem very precise in the first inning. So two-part question. What was he missing today that he's been doing so well? And two, can you go through your decision to limit him to one inning?
Yeah. You're right. If you want to use the word precise, he just, for me, he can probably answer it better, but, from my perspective, looked as though he just didn't have the feel for any of his pitches today. He got FAM, and then the walk to Frazier, and I thought from that point on, there were too many pitches up in the strike zone. Machado hit a ball up. Cronenworth hit a ball up. He just didn't, consistently get the ball down, and he's got to elevate the ball at times for sure with the fastball, but the fastball down and away to the right-handed hitters, the slider, the curve, the change, all have to be down. I think he left too many pitches up, walked Myers, that was a telling sign that he didn't have feel, and then worked his way all the way down to the ninth place hitter, the pitcher. So, lack of control, lack of command, even though he struck out the side, I mean, his stuff looked fine, but just the location, 40 pitches, is not going to get it done. There had to be some flaws there with his location and his feel. I thought after 40, based on where he's been the last two starts coming back from the injured list, I just didn't want to push him. We had a full bullpen ready. We have an off day tomorrow. I want Austin to finish this season very strong. I want him to make his starts. And I just wanted to be cautious, not pushing him, especially after the IL. So, that's what led me to take him out after 40 pitches and one in.
Okay. Ashton Goudeau came in and acquitted himself pretty well there, didn't he?
I thought he threw the ball well. I like his stuff. It's the fastball, in the low to mid 90s. He can throw the fastball at the top of the zone. He's got that slow curveball and a good feel for the change. He gave us 3 innings. They nicked him for the 1 run. He hit Marisnik and he came around to score, but I thought he showed well, in that role as a long man, which we needed today. So spot starter, long man, back into the rotation guy. We'll see where this goes for him, but I thought he threw the ball fine.
Okay, and one more from me, buddy. I know you would have liked to taken the series from the Padres,
Sure. Yes.
Goes without saying, but 4-6 road trip, a lot of homers, offense showed some life. Can you quickly assess what you felt about the road trip overall?
Yeah, overall, we were in, almost every game. This one was an exception. I like the fact that the home run showed up on the road. Brendan had some homers. Elias had some homers. Mac got the grand slam the other night. There were some good things. I thought Connor Joe had a good road trip. I thought, Sam did some good things as well. So individually, we saw some things that were positive. And 4-6 on the road, which is, something we haven't really done over the course of the season. So there were some positives from this trip out of this current group.
Thanks, buddy.
Danielle?
But you put Hansen in there at third. Is that a spot you see him possibly playing more this season?
I'm sorry you broke up a little bit, Danielle.
Yeah, you put Hanson in there at third. Is that a spot you see him playing a little bit more this season?
It's a good question. I think with Garrett, that was his first time ever at third base, and that was his first ground ball at third in his career. We're trying to expose him to a lot of different positions. We talked about that. I wouldn't say before the game, but in game, we talked about getting him there. Excuse me. He took ground balls at third base this morning. I think you attended that. You saw that. I think anytime a player can show versatility, I think it's helpful. I think Garrett's that type of player where we can move him around the diamond and have him feel comfortable. Chris Taylor is a guy that, does that with the Dodgers. He's a little bit older than Garrett, but he's sort of been through that type of role where he's used all over the field, and he's become a very productive major league player. Garrett, I think, has similar skill sets to Taylor. We'll see where this takes him, but I want to expose him because it helps the Rockies. It gets Garrett in games potentially if he's able to play second, short, which we know he can, third, left, center, pinch hit, steal a base. These are good signs that he's checking off these boxes of being able to do things.
Thank you.
We'll finish with Daniel Guerrero. Daniel, go ahead.
Buddy, going back to Goudeau, I know you mentioned that he's a guy who can make a spot start, a guy who can come out of the pen and need some innings. Just how valuable is that to a rotation? To staff as a whole?
I think you need that type of guy. We've been fortunate, knock on wood, that our starters have been pretty solid all year. We haven't had the need for a true long man many times. Shashin was filling that role for most of the season. We might move, as you've seen, we might move Shashin into the later part of the game. Now that we've lost Givens, and also because of Shashin's performance. So we're looking for a guy that can, do what Ashton did today. Santos did it the other day in Anaheim, and he picked up, he got 5 outs today for us. We went and got Gilbreth to face Frazier, there in the 6th. So, we're looking to see what guys can do, Daniel. That's, a big part of the next couple months moving forward, to see what we have and see what these players fit for us in different types of roles. But it was good to see Ashton perform, give us 3 innings. Like I said, they nicked him for one run, but I like the way he threw the ball.
And then just a small note, Ashton gets his first big league at bat. What is it like to see that just from a guy who, pitcher?
That's something he'll never forget. That's a memento for sure. When he's talking to his kids, his grandkids, his neighbor, he can say he got a major league hit. It's something that will never be taken away from him. He's in Baseball Reference and other historical documents that says that Ashton Goudeau has a hit in the major leagues. Of all the millions of people in the world, he's got a big league hit.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone will have Ashton Goudeau for you here next.
Talk more about your hit. Congratulations.
Thank you. We're going with Ashton Goudeau. Patrick Saunders will start us off.
Hi, Ashton. Hey, congrats on the first hit. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
No secret, you've bounced around a little bit here for the last year or so.
Yeah.
To be able to come in and 3 innings, perform pretty well. Something I'm assuming you're gonna grab onto every opportunity you can. And are you pretty pleased with how you came through with this latest outing for the Rocks?
Yeah, absolutely. It's ever since last November, it's been a journey, man. And to be able to, I got traded right back over here, and I was about to start the other day in Louisville. And so it had been about, I think, 8 or 9 days since I've been in a game again. But it was good to come back, good to be in purple again, and at the time keep the team in the game and have a good outing.
Did you collect the baseball from your first hit?
Yeah, I think they got it for me. I think Tiny said he had a pack for the road trip.
Cool. Who gets it? You keeping it or you giving it to somebody?
Yeah, I gave my parents my jersey last year, so I think I'm going to keep the hit.
That's awesome. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we're good. Nick Grove.
Ashton, more on your hitting prowess. I'm just curious. How did you feel like in the box?
Honestly, pretty comfortable because I was with the Reds, so I mean we were taking batting practice normally, and I was used to hitting, but it had been a while since I seen a pitch come at me. It's been a little over a week. I had to take till I got a strike, and then he threw that 1-1 slider. I did not see it at all. It was a very bad swing. And then I figured I looked so bad on the first one, I was going to get another one, but I was able to stay on that one a little bit and get the barrel on it.
You were thinking like a pitcher. It was probably helpful. And then on the mound, I don't know what you expected exactly as your role coming back, but did you, you really got thrown into the fire like right away, coming in right into the second inning. Did you feel like you were? Was it at all a surprise? Were you prepared for that?
No, just even with the Reds, I was kind of considered like the long guy. As something happens to the starter, that you're going to be the one that's going to get the bullpen, or like you're going to bridge the innings and get to the other guys in the bullpen. So once this pitch count started to kind of run up there a little bit, I started getting loose a little bit in the bullpen, just so it wouldn't be a surprise if we got the call. And but no, it was that's the role I've been kind of fitting into the last year or so. So it wasn't really a surprise, but I was pretty comfortable to be able to go out there. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
All right, we're going to Tracy Ringolsby and then finish up with Daniel. Trace, go ahead.
Austin, how many suitcases did you collect this year?
Oh man, I think 5. I think five different teams. Yeah.
You're ready for a big trip.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're going through all that, is there any point where you ever start to say, I'm kind of where a point, it's like, this is a never ending road. I might as well do something else.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't tough. There was a stretch there about April, May, when it seemed like every 2 weeks I was going to somewhere new, and you're kind of back in your mind is like, what's going on, and it was hard. There was at some point I didn't really deal with it too well, but we're just able to keep going, try to stay focused, and whatever opportunity I had with whatever team, I tried to make the most of it.
Was it comfortable to come here just because you had been here a couple of years ago and you had the big fall league? I mean, you were pretty good in the fall league for them. Did that make this a more comfortable place than some?
Yeah, absolutely. And I made that comment coming back here. It was nice to come to an organization I'm familiar with, and it's something where I don't have to relearn everybody, everything. And it was something where I know all the guys. I kind of know what everyone's about, and it was just more of a comfort thing to be able to come back to the Rockies and wear purple again.
And I would assume knowing the bullpen coach from him being a minor league guy when you were here, that makes that a little bit easier too, right?
Oh yeah, just knowing the coaches, and even Fossey. I had Fossey. He was my very first pitching coordinator when I was with the Royals. So I've known him for a long time. I've known D. Scott for a couple years now, and just yeah, it's good when you're comfortable with the staff and who you're playing with.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Daniel Guerrero, last question.
Ashton, just a quick one about the hit. Did you have to borrow somebody's bat or any gear to go there?
No, I came in from the first inning, and there's like, hey, you're hitting second. I was like, well, all my stuff is in my locker. So I had Hampson was nice enough. He ran in and got my bat, got my gloves, and I was able to get it to me before I had to go out on deck. So they helped me out a little bit with that.
Was there any like reaction in the dugout or kind of treatment like that, getting a hit?
No, everyone just said congrats. It was pretty cool. It's always exciting when someone gets their first hit, and especially when a pitcher can get a knock in his first at bat,
All right, thank you, Ashton.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's all the questions we have. Thank you, Ashton.
Good.
Yeah. Everyone will have Austin Gomber for you here coming up next. All right, everyone, go ahead and get started with Austin Gomber. Tracy, why don't you start us off?
Hey, Austin, is this one of those days? I mean, you've had enough success this year to build off of. Can you just flush this one away and say it's just time to get ready for the next game?
Yeah, I mean, I know pretty much already over it now, to be honest with you. It's so short, but yeah, I mean, just not my day. I felt like I made some good pitches. They had a good game plan. I mean, they laid off some pitches. Blooper falls in. Just like you said, just not my day.
Did you understand why Buddy decided after that first inning, let's not wear everybody out and let's just go ahead and move on?
I mean, at the time, I was obviously extremely frustrated about it. I think as a player, a lot of times you're just so focused on, today. I don't really ever look forward. I felt like I got out of the inning, and I felt like, I had a chance to go back out there and kind of throw up some zeros. But I mean, obviously I understand it now. I mean, it's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I think as a player, a lot of times you're just so focused on just the present that you don't really take into account, future stuff when it goes into decisions like that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Patrick Saunders?
Hey, Austin, did you lobby Buddy to try to stay in and did you say anything like, hey, Skipper, I think I can go for you longer. I'd like to go back out there.
Yeah, I mean, I just asked him why. When he told me he was going to take me out, I just said why. I mean, like I said, a lot of times, I felt like I got out of the inning. I've obviously had days where I've pitched bad before, and there's, sometimes you just can feel it from the get-go that it's just not your day. And I just really didn't feel that today. It just kind of was a bad inning that got away from me, and I just wasn't able to get out of it. But I still felt strong, felt confident in it. So that was really, where I was coming from, just asking why. And he explained the decision, and obviously in the moment you're frustrated about it, but then, sat down with him again a couple minutes later, and, I get it. I understand it's probably not the smartest thing to do, go back out there after you throw 40 pitches, but, as a player, it's just kind of, part of competing.
Yeah, exactly. You're a competitor. You want the ball in your hand. Yeah, he explained to us, and I'm assuming he explained to you too. He said, listen, after you did have the setback on the IL and 40 pitch first inning, he said he wants you to finish this season strong. No sense pushing it. I assume he shared that with you as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically the same thing, really. Not worried about today, more worried about 2 months. The next 2 months. But like I said, as a player in the heat of the moment, it's tough to hear, it's tough to take. But once I kind of settled down, I understood it, and it's probably the right decision.
Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything for Austin? All right, I think we're good to go. Cool. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you from Coors Field on Tuesday.